For the second time in a week, ISIS kills a foreign national in Bangladesh as authorities implement damage control. This as police in Australia say the shooting in Sydney was also related to ISIS. Plus the haze in Southeast Asia might be dropping, but things are still incredibly bad. These stories are coming up next. This is the Asia Brief. Good morning, everyone. Steve Miller here on this Monday, October 5th, 2015. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you can tell, my voice is shot with a little bit of seasonal illness, so I'm going to try and run things a little short today, and we'll go ahead and kick things off with a story from Bangladesh. Days after the Islamic State was linked to the murder of an Italian national out for a jog in Dhaka, the terrorist group ISIS has laid claim to another murder. This weekend, Hoshi Kunio was shot dead in Kaunia town in Rangpur on Saturday. Site Intelligence Group, a U.S. monitoring organization, linked the deadly attack to the Islamic State after the group claimed responsibility on Twitter. As mentioned previously, Western intelligence organizations have linked both murders to the Islamic State, while Bangladesh authorities refute that notion. Bangladeshi Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan told the Associated Press, "Oh, it's absolutely rubbish. There is no IS in the country. No way. Why would IS do this here? These are incidents for creating instability in the country. The claims are fishy, and we are examining." Honestly, the minister answered his own question. Bangladesh has increased security for foreign nationals, noting extra forces have been deployed at foreign diplomats' and citizens' homes and workplaces across the country, according to Dhaka Metropolitan Police. South Korea has issued a warning through its embassy to its citizens to exercise caution and maintain a high level of personal security awareness at all times, in all places. It's no secret that ISIS wishes to expand into Southeast Asia. After all, we already see how well their recruitment efforts are in some countries. Denying that ISIS is in country only succeeds in damaging the reputation of the Bangladeshi security and intelligence forces. It does nothing to improve safety. Friday afternoon, a civilian police employee was killed outside a Sydney police station. The perpetrator shot Curtis Cheng, a 58-year-old longtime employee in the finance department. New South Wales Police Commissioner Andrew Scipione told the media a deliberately targeted attack was carried out in which Cheng was murdered at close range while leaving the police headquarters on Charles Street in Parramatta. The gunman shot the employee with a single bullet. His motive was not immediately known. Following the shooting, the assailant remained in the street, firing his weapon. Additional police officers arrived and ultimately killed the perpetrator, an unidentified teenager. Authorities have labeled this act as one of terrorism, as any violent act that's politically motivated falls into that category. Australia has also been under high alert due to concerns about homegrown militants, some of whom who have traveled to the Middle East to fight with the Islamic State and other extremist groups. Media reports also suggest that the teen is of Iraqi Kurdish background and was born in Iran. During this past weekend, police searched a mosque near the crime scene where it is believed that the shooter had been prior to carrying out the deadly attack. Police had contacted the mosque ahead of time and worked with Muslim leaders in the area to facilitate the investigation. The results of the raid were not released. The crime was brutal, and in my opinion, completely unnecessary. Quote-unquote political statements such as these do nothing but embolden those wishing to take harsher action against ISIS, especially in situations where homegrown radicalization is a reality. However, unless action is taken to address what turns an individual into taking action on the behalf of ISIS, striking out at physical targets isn't going to make a difference. The psychological aspect needs to be fully addressed. NASA has warned that the extended dry season may make things worse for the haze that's enveloped the region, noting it could become one of the worst situations on record. Thousands of troops and policemen have been deployed to fight forest fires in Kalimantan and Sumatra. So far, sensors in the area have reported over 12,000 hotspots in central Kalimantan, up from about 5,500 last year. On Sumatra, the other area where there are significant hotspots, there are about 11,500 registered, over 3 times of last year. Residents have struggled with the haze, obstructing normally picturesque skylines, but also with the accompanying physical effects. This weekend, Malaysia canceled the standard charter Kuala Lumpur Marathon, fearing for the runners' safety. The concern for safety has also prompted authorities to order most schools to close on Monday and Tuesday in Kuala Lumpur. Close to half of Malaysia's 52 pollutant monitoring stations around the country registered unhealthy air quality on Sunday. 6 stations, including one in Kuala Lumpur, registered very unhealthy levels, and one on the outskirts registered close to hazardous levels. Sadly, the fires are still winning, and until Indonesia gets a handle on the blazes, the haze isn't going anywhere. Unless authorities really make an example of those that got the region into this mess, nothing will change, and we could quite possibly see this yet again. Well, my friends, those are today's stories, and we'll have to see how my voice is tomorrow. But if I miss a day or two, you'll know why. Until then, please take a moment and let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you.
The Asia Brief is a special feature of the Asia News Weekly podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, please share it with your friends, and if you haven't, subscribe. Subscribing is free, and when you do, the next episode is delivered automatically to you. You can subscribe on our website, asianewsweekly.net, or in your favorite podcast application. You can also keep up with more news from the region by following Asia News Weekly on Facebook or Twitter. And if you have any comments, questions, or feedback, be sure to drop us a line. That email address is podcast@asianewsweekly.net. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, remember to be true to yourself and to always be awesome.